Okay, so this is the whole crew of the 6 newest. I have 5 sweaters there to try on, and since she's fully dressed at the moment, I will just use these 5 to try on the sweaters. She's sitting here as an example. This is an ornament that I got from Pier 1 a few years ago, and it fits her perfectly. I named her Carmen, by the way. At first I was going to go with the name Cotton Candy because of her bright colors, and she was wearing a very colorful wig at the time. But when I put on that black wig on her, I knew that her name was Carmen. But that ornament reminds me very much of this one. Now, see that? It's practically the same. But this one was from Pier 1, this one's from Target. But as you may or may not know, Pier 1's not in business anymore. They went out of business. Although I saw a sign somewhere saying that they still sell some stuff online. So now they're online only. But they were saying they were going, you know, they did close all the stores because they went out of business. So since that was from a few years ago, these I ordered from Target on their website because by the time I saw them, they were all, you know, sold out in store, which I wasn't surprised, but they still had them all online. This one was $3, and the hanger has a little bear on it. The others are just wire hangers. This one came on Christmas Eve. These came 2 days after Christmas. And I had them on my tree for a little bit, but it's time to take them off and use them for my intended purpose, which was doll sweaters. So this one was not sewn on at all. It was just glued, and I was able to just pull it a little bit and it came right off. These I haven't tried yet, but I think they're simply attached via this plastic piece. If I put my hand in them, let's see. They actually might have a string sewing it to the hanger, so I will be very careful and check. But time to get some sweaters on. Here we go. This one had a black hanger. This one had a gold hanger. But these two had the white hangers. This is the brand Northlight. So these 3 were simply hot glued to their hanger. So with just a teeny little bit of very carefully peeling, I was able to peel away the glued part away from the hanger. And you can still slip the hanger back through and use it as an ornament because I didn't want to destroy the prospect of it being an ornament. These 2 I had to be very, very careful with because they were not hot glued. There was actually a piece of string, ribbon, yarn, I guess, yeah, more of a piece of yarn. There was a very thin piece of yarn wrapped like around the hanger and to the shirt, and this one had a piece, yeah, around the hanger and to the shirt. This string was black on a black hanger, so it was very hard to see. I had to be very, very careful and took my time because I didn't want to cut the sweater, and I was really hoping it wasn't like any piece of the sweater that was tied around it. But hold on, here we go. I think that is, yeah, a piece of the black cord that was wrapped into the hanger, and I don't think it's gonna ruin the sweater in any way because I think it was just kind of pulled through the seam and into the hanger. But it looks perfectly fine, you know. Yeah, there it is, you can see it. Yeah, same with this one. This one had, you can see it right there, it was on the back of it. See, there was that yellow piece I had to cut. It was wrapped around the hanger, and I was really hoping it wasn't a part of the design I was pulling. But I guess why would you design it like that? Because then it could just ruin the sweater anyway when you make it into an ornament. Anyway, they seem to be okay. And oh, that's not straight, that's my fabric. But they seem to be okay. So I'm going to take off some of their heads and fit them on with the sweaters, and we'll see how they look. Okay, here we go. So I decided to take this shirt off of Carmen and put it on her so that the two twins are matching. I was really cautious about this one. I was going to put it on Carmen since Carmen is a DigiDolls Rena and she has magnetic hands. I was gonna put on her, but her faceplate, the front of her face comes off, not the back of the head, which in my opinion makes it quite difficult. I can't remove her head from the body at all, from the way it's designed. There are no holes or grooves. You would have to de-string her to get it off. There is no gap for the hook to go through. So you can never take the head off. You can take the faceplate off. You cannot take that head off without, in my opinion, ruining everything. Because I don't know how to restring, and it would ruin everything, although she is like so kicky that she doesn't ever want to. I hot glue sueded her a lot, and she has all these little marks on her. I noticed when I first got her, and I was waiting for those hands, which came in at some point. She has like these little marks on her, and I was like, what is that? And I tried cleaning it, and she has a mark there and on her torso. I think it's her back. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they came from. I mean, I had her sitting in a doll bed, like on a beanbag the whole time. So it's not like, and she can't wear pants, so it's not like she had anything on her there to make that mark. So she might have come like that. But anyway, I couldn't put, the shirt's neck was too tight and I can't go over her head. So that was never going to work. So I had to put it on her, because her head actually does remove like a typical BJD. I had to be very careful with each of these. I spent minutes on each sleeve, minutes per sleeve, just to be very careful, because keep in mind, these are ornaments. They are not designed to be doll sweaters. They're not designed to go on dolls at all. They're designed to go on your Christmas tree. So you have to be very, very careful and use your best judgment whether or not it's going to actually fit on a doll, or if you should just give up and put it back on its hanger. This sweater is I think a little bit bigger than this one. Maybe not. I mean, this one is from Pier 1. All the others were from Target. This is from a few years ago, and it actually did fit over the Ponta, DigiDolls Rena, my Carmen. It did fit over Carmen's head, so it is like considerably wider than this one, at least. Or at least it has a little bit more give, because the Zana in this doesn't have give. And some of them, I have underwear for a couple of them. Forgive me that I don't have pants for them just yet. I don't have like anything in the scale that they can wear, but I'll go back over that in a second. Here's what the sweaters look like. I didn't want to take her out of this outfit because she's in a whole outfit, so I grabbed one more 6 scale. These are all 6 scale dolls, minus Carmen here, who I think is more of a 4th scale, but I put her in it, and she's considerably thinner, so it's easier to get her in it that way. But in some aspects, because she's a little kicky, it was hard to get some of the hands to, like the arms, to stay straight, and so they kept like bending away from this wall inside the sleeve, which made it really difficult. These girls, I'll do a little video about it. These girls are, like, I'd say, in my opinion, perfectly strung. They're not so tight that they're kicky, but they're not so loose that they're floppy. They're like perfect. Now this one here keeps falling over. I hadn't ever figured out a name for her yet. And I think I'm gonna redo her face because makeup, but I'm suddenly thinking maybe Amelia. Anyway, let me put Carmen and this one back, and I will go over the other dolls again. So here we go. I chose this one to do a little overview of these dolls with because I tried some eyes in her. These I had purchased, and these in the past, and these I had made. They have a little bit of glitter and like a heart in there. Not the best eyes, but you know, I'm still learning. Let's see. That was just a loose thread that came on the sweater, which I'm going to ignore and not pull on. Oop. I'm actually going to clip that because, as I had mentioned, these are ornaments, you know, not toys. So you have to be very careful. You know, but like they might come with threads, like loose thread, which you should not pull on. I will trim that in a moment. So these dolls are, I wouldn't say they're heavy. They're pretty light. I mean, they're a 1/6 scale, but they have enough weight to them where they just like they stand so well on their own. I don't know if I've had a doll that stands as easily as these do. Their joints, you know, they're posing and everything. I really like these dolls. I like how easily they stand, how easily they pose. I'll try and show more of that later. I feel guilty, sort of, for purchasing all of these because I had asked before I purchased them if, as just a clarification, if for the 6-pack, if I'm getting 6 unique dolls and not like a chance at a couple duplicates. And they did say yes. They did give like a confirmation, so I thought, okay, 6 unique dolls. That means the last one should be one of the like special ones, as I call it, like the purple or the black. But as you know, I did get a duplicate, and my whole original plan was, okay, if I get the 6-pack and I get 6 unique dolls, I'll probably just keep the unique one and sell the other 5. But that didn't happen as promised. So now I really like these dolls, but at the same time I feel guilty sort of for having 6 of these, I guess, because I never intended to keep 6 dolls. I intended to keep 1 unique one. So now I don't know what I'm gonna do. But anyway, I only put a wig and eyes in one so far just to see the eye size, what works. Now I don't know what eye size these are because I have a mold that isn't labeled, and then I bought eyes that came in a clear plastic bag, and they're not labeled. I'd have to look them up. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me this, I'm pretty sure they're 14 millimeter. I only say that because I have some really, really small eyes. For my depth doll Draugr, she needs really small eyes. So I have a couple that are really small that might be 12 or 10. I'm not really sure, but those eyes are way too small for them. These eyes are eyes I have tried in some of my quarter scale dolls. So while this is a 6 scale doll, she does have, I guess, some pretty big eyes. Oh, and clothing wise, as you may or may not have noticed, they do fit some Barbie, or what is the other one? The hoodie. Wild Hearts Crew, that's the name. I had to look it up. They do fit Barbie and Wild Heart Crew clothing. However, they only fit certain ones, as you can imagine. They have a smaller top, but they have pretty wide hips and thighs. They do have a pear-shaped body. So if you use, what I was using was some of the Hello Kitty brand curvy Barbie clothes. They fit on them. The pants obviously don't, the form-fitting skirts don't really, but a loose, wider skirt actually kind of does. I have one Hello Kitty themed skirt that was like pink with little shapes or something on it that did fit because it was, you know, loose. So that fit. The Wild Hearts Crew, I believe that was where the hoodie was from, that fit because it has a Velcro in the back. So they do fit them. Any wider Barbie or Wild Hearts Crew that would fit maybe like a curvy Barbie, maybe. They fit as long as it's wide and stretchy enough. You know, keep in mind that they do have some wide hips. Okay, so I don't have a stand really much for my phone, so I have it laying on the table so I can show you properly, or maybe more in depth, the posing. I mean, I did show like off some of it, you know, in the unboxing, but they are double jointed in both the knees and the elbows. You know, so you might have to pull it out a little bit to get it to click. And with this joint, it's actually, hold on, it's actually a bit firm, like pull it up to get them to hug their knee, I suppose. But, so they're not, if I fold her up, they're not, see, she's not loose. Like I have a doll, my Kirby doll, my very first doll, love him to bits, but he is a little loose because when I do this a little bit, his legs, you know, kind of like flop around. But she's not kicky because she can like do this and this without like flopping all around. Like I have another doll that constantly does this, you know, without me touching her. She'll do that all the time and she won't stand. So this is on a rug and the angle is weird, but with just a little bit of work, she can stand on a rug even, and she doesn't, you know, her legs don't kick out. So she's not too tight either. And I'm trying to be very careful because the sweater I put her in obviously is the most decorated one. I had to make it hard for myself, huh? Oh, there's that string I have to trim. You know, she can really, you know, you can really move her elbow around without her slapping you in the face. And the last thing I figured someone might want to know is, you know, how the head cap works. Now, the magnets are good, and I don't usually have a problem getting them off, but so this is how it looks on the inside. 2 magnets. And if you wanted to know, oh, there's a little bit of a hair from her wig. If you wanted to know what the inside looks like, what does that say? It says dividing line in it. Yeah, so it's just a little bit of fuzz, I think, from her wig and everything. And these magnets, you know, they really, I guess these help, but they really hold on well. Not like my DigiDoll's Rena. Her head's always popping off all the time, and there's not much I can do about it. The wig helps keep it on. I had to buy extra magnets put underneath my Rena's who I named Carmen, under Carmen's ears and her tail, I had to put extra magnets, like a couple, like I had to buy my own and put a couple just to get them to stay on, because they do not stay. The magnets are so weak. I even had to try and put some in Carmen's wrists, because the hands don't stay on either, but then it creates a little bit of a gap in the between the wrist and the arm, you know, between the hand and the arm. It creates a little bit of a gap because there's extra magnets in there. But I mean, the hands do not stay on otherwise. But she her head cap holds really well. You really have to put a little bit of a force in there, not so much that you're gonna struggle, you know, but you really do have, you know, you really do have to use a little bit of elbow grease, which I like. You know, you don't want her sitting there and trying to put the wig on, and all of a sudden her like head cap is coming off constantly and pulling the wig off with it because it won't stay on. I've had that before with like one doll. Hard to get a wig on because their head face keeps flying off. So they are very cute. My friend did give me an idea to do a theme with them, with their makeup. So I was thinking, I'm drawing up some plans of the elements of doing, let's see, fire, earth, air, water, and then the twins, as I call them, would be dark and light. But rather than like, you know, good and evil, or like demon and angel, that kind of trope, I was gonna just do like sun and moon, you know, day and night. Maybe. I'm thinking of it. Anyway, so that's the Christmas sweaters on these new dividing line dolls. I would say the artist's name, I don't know how to pronounce it. And I don't want to offend anyone. So I'll just put like the name at the bottom of the video. That's the artist's name I had found for these dolls. Anyway, so that will be the end of it. I'm gonna go trim that little line so that it doesn't pull. I'm just gonna trim like the excess, like right there. And I will see you later. Happy New Year.